I was thinking about selling this truck. You think I should get rid of it? Yeah, but it's just going to be a money pit, I think.
I like it. It's the color, my favorite color. Red.
I guess it's red. Can we get up there?
Yeah.
Sure. I did basically buy this truck or trade this truck, whatever, for to tow with it. Last time I drove it, the brakes locked up. I think it's still locked up. Well, it appears I have broken down. I guess it's called breaking down because I don't want to step on a snake out here. Oh, here's the tow truck. My brakes quit working anyways. They just all of a sudden came on and wouldn't come off. And I had to get towed home. Calipers are way too far out. Or pistons in the calipers are way too far out, I believe. So I'm gonna try to rebuild them. Never rebuilt calipers before, but I've rebuilt hydraulic cylinders, and that's essentially what it is. Well, it looks like this caliper's locked up. Let's see if I can... Oh, something in here. Oh, yeah. So, I might have to replace that. Yeah, I don't have the tool to take that off, so I'm going to try this. Let's see. I can get this hole right here. Uh-oh. So I always get the bearings with the race. I never replace a bearing without a race. It's my understanding you're not supposed to, at least that's what I was taught when I was learning the trade. I guess it's something to do with the wear mating of the bearing and the race, but I mean, if you got it grease good, it shouldn't really wear too much. But anyways, to be on the safe side, it's not that big a deal. Knock the races out. I have a pretty good set. This is a nice set here, but I never use anymore. Race punches. Right, so I hit on that end, race on that end. And if you don't have these, you know, you could do what I did before I had these. This is a heel bar. It was a heel bar from Harbor Freight, and I cut the heel end off and I ground this down to make it like a race punch. And you see, it's kind of a little more pointier than a race punch should be, but it works. I've grounded a lot, but that way, you know, you get a longer one. Get that in on the lip of the bearing, and you just knock it out. Pow, 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 and it should come right out. I got that outer race out. I had to go pow, 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 180 degrees apart about 4 times, and it popped out. So I'm gonna do the other side, and I'm not gonna film any of that. And get my nice Chinesium race driver. Drive this race in. Yeah, I don't put any lube on here at all. I just spray it with some brake cleaner to lube it up enough to go in. You know that's fully seated when it changes pitch, as in the sound that you hear as you're hitting it. It'll go doom, 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 ting. All right, hand-packed bearing, and I got the seal in. You don't have to be as gentle with the grease seals as you do with the oil seal. So this is how I tighten these up. I just tighten them up until I can't tighten them up no more. Then I just back off a quarter turn. I need both hands to do this. So I got new calipers, new brake pads, new rotors, new wheel bearings, and yeah, but my brakes don't want to bleed. I think my proportion valve is stuck. Well, you see it? It's right there. So I'll pull the switch out. I'm gonna try to move the spool valve back to center. Keep from having to take this thing off. And well, I'd say again, I haven't pulled it off yet, but I guess from keeping me having to pull anything else off again. I had to pull this proportioning valve off. Well, I couldn't get that to move with my pick, but I grabbed these pliers here and I pulled the spool valve. I call it a spool valve. I don't know what it's really called, but I pulled it out. Grabbed it on this end, yanked it out. Let's see if I got some O-rings so I can replace those and put it back in. Pretty sure I do. and that should help. Then maybe I won't have to buy a new one. Maybe something's gonna work out for once. So don't mind this mess here. I've noticed I'm not as organized as I was when I was working professionally with these. Not that I was the most organized person to begin with, but they actually were in their homes. But I wouldn't even think about taking those brake lines off if I didn't have these kind of wrenches. Not necessarily flex head, but like these crowfoot type wrenches. I mean, I don't only have flex head because they were on some kind of sale or something when I bought them, so that's why I got them. And these, not the regular crowfoot kind, which I have some of those around here somewhere. They might be up here. Well, I also would probably not use these 12-point styles either. I would, these kind. Unless you're up north where the brake lines are, you're gonna have to replace them regardless because of rust. I would just cut them off then. But I would not even mess with it if I didn't have these, which I didn't mess any of those lines up. But you know, I'm in Alabama, so we don't really have much rust. Turns out this is what was wrong with my brakes the whole time, the master cylinder. I took these lines loose and no fluid came out of this one, which is the front. The bigger one is always the front because that does most of your stopping, the front brakes, in case you didn't know. So absolutely zero fluid comes out of here when I take the line off and hit the brake pedal. So I put a new master cylinder on it, bled it out, everything's. Now that I got my brakes fixed, I guess this is the next thing.